I've only seen like 3 live YouTube videos ever. Like I was there when it started, but you know, like the countdown of like 2 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that like YouTube automatically doing that, or do you have to? Oh no, because I see myself right now. That's funny. I guess the video's starting super casual.
Yeah.
Hold up.
The way that works normally is well, in OBS, the way I understand it is there are different scenes that you can like transition in and out of, and if there's like a buffering time between the actual part of the broadcast and just like the waiting time, then it's like a separate thing that they do. I wish YouTube did it did it for us, but they don't. So yeah, we're just kind of stuck with what we got. Let's see if we can get somebody in the live chat to tell us whether or not we are on the same volume in terms of our voices.
Testing. This is my voice.
Testing. This is my voice. Okay, so we have
Testing. This is my voice. Do this. I should. Let me see.
JC does sound a little low. Thank you, artist with a fro. Is it artist with afro or artist with a fro? I'd really like to excuse the bad rhyme, but I'd really like to know.
Okay, how about now? If I talk louder and I move closer to the microphone, we got upgraded here for the podcast now.
Thank you, artist with a fro. Is it art?
I think it's artist with afro because the A is capital and the F isn't. Keep testing while reading off the entire card text of Master and Demian.
I will do it.
That's quite smart. Because it's 200 words.
Yeah, I think if you watch the dual logs, apparently Endymion has like 187 altogether.
Oh, 187.
Yeah,
nice. I do watch him. I enjoy top 10s. One day I want to just like if I ever get good at editing like that way, I just want to do top 10s because they're like nice to make and they're really good with the algorithm. So thank you. He said much better. So
okay, perfect.
So I'll just have to be aware to stay close to it.
Oh, but in regard to the dual logs, I remember watching one of his videos. I think it was like the top 10 waifu cards. It was a complete troll video, and he said that most of his videos he just sends out to editors, and then they do all the editing for him, and he just gives them like the voiceovers and stuff. Yeah,
that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Once I get big and get any revenue from this, then
yeah. Once he can spend on other things instead of just cards.
Which I hate
too.
to make this a dual logs video, but I found out literally over the weekend from his Twitter that he started out and still has a World of Warcraft top 10 YouTube channel.
Yeah,
that has like 100,000 more subscribers. He's like at 250,000 subscribers on that versus like 150 for the Yu-Gi-Oh one. So
yeah,
I guess he figured out the format on there and then transitioned over, kind of like Ruggles, how he has his painting channel, figured out stuff there, and then came very cleanly over to YugiTube. But that can be maybe a another podcast.
Another time for another time. Yeah. Just as a heads up for everybody who's listening, we do not hate on either of them. We love both of them.
Oh yeah,
we admire both of them. We're just talking about editing and editing. Got to get those Fiverr editors. Self-editing is good, but extremely time. Yes, it is very, very time consuming. Thankfully, I found the most lazy way to edit my videos. When I first started out, it would take me like an hour and a half just because like I didn't know what I wanted everything to look like. but now it takes me like 15 minutes, and then by the end of like maybe 30, everything's done rendering. I'm like, okay, I'm good. Let's just put this out now.
Yeah, I'm speaking for myself here. And you can, maybe it's the same for you, but I find opening product is much easier to edit, which is why I kind of veer towards it now.
Yeah.
Because it's obviously fun to do, but it's also very easy because I can edit that on my phone since I don't do anything special with it. You know, I just kind of post the opening. But let's talk Megatins.
Yeah, let's talk Megatins. So, but before we do that, let us welcome everybody that has taken the time out of their day to join us. Welcome to In the YGO. It's a pretty chill podcast. I am casual card gamer Jello, and with me is JC Theater YGO. And today we are going to be talking about Megatins, the Spirit Charmer structure deck, which we hope will get reprinted. We hope will get printed the same way in the TCG that it was in the OCG and Genesis Impactors. But before we do that, what is up? What has happened with you and the channel in the last 2 weeks?
So I with regret / practicality, I changed a weekly series of mine, Special Edition Saturdays, to every other week, just to break it up. I feel like I've been bombarding people with it. It hasn't been doing too well on the channel, but it is more of a passion project anyway. Other than that, school starts for me tomorrow, actually.
Oh, okay.
So I don't want to say things will slow down, but realistically speaking, they may. But yeah, I have some things working on in the background. I wrote some scripts to work on yesterday morning. So I'm keeping busy, of course. What is happening with the channel and stuff for you?
Well, a few things have been happening. So the same with you in terms of practicality and, you know, like time and sort of direction of where I want to go with the channel. I am going to be ending weekly hauls tomorrow. I already pre-recorded and scheduled tomorrow's weekly hauls, and that will be the last one. And it's mostly because rest in peace. But I did it because it sort of takes too much time in terms of my availability for what I want to do with the channel, because I do want to do more than just open product and do that one sealed only challenge. I want to, you know, do deck profiles and stuff like that, because that's really the meat of the hobby for me. I love building decks more than I love playing the game, because I suck at the game. And yeah, but in sort of in light of that, I'm not gonna not open product anymore. It'll just sort of be limited to maybe 1 or 2 weeks within the release of a set. I'll just open everything I have all at once instead of portioning it out to other things. And in lieu of the videos, I will be doing a second sealed only while Zero to Hero is going on. And yeah, it'll be, well, I'll leave it as a surprise for when it actually starts. But yeah, I'm really excited to do that. It's really fun to multitask. And yeah, that's it. And it's not super related to any content that I make on YouTube per se, but I did get these printed out and they look so good. I love these so much. I don't know what I'm going to put them on yet. I don't know if I'm going to put them on my main deck or the extra deck, but yeah, Destiny Hero Dystopia sleeves. These are so sick. And
they look really good.
Yeah, thank you. I was so happy. I'm like, yes, finally. But also linking that into the other thing that I want to be talking about, I still am in the middle of the sort of entry phase for the giveaway that I'm doing on my channel, on Twitter. So if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, go and do that. The link to it is literally right over there. And yeah, if you win, then you get a playmat for free. But yeah, that is everything that's going on with me so far. Yeah.
I just want to say I haven't seen them physically in person, of course, but from pictures and even just now you showing them,
Mm-hmm.
the color, like the what is it, saturation of
Yeah.
the color on those sleeves, it looks really, really good. Like I'm very impressed as well. I couldn't even imagine seeing something I made like actually like go on something Yu-Gi-Oh related,
I
or just
know.
something physical like that. It's very, very, very cool.
Yeah. It's really cool. Like I wanted to get one of my artist friends art on sleeves before, but he was nervous that there would be sort of like art copying or something. So I said,
Hmm.
"Well, I'm not a professional, so I don't think it's any harm done if my art gets copied
Hmm.
and goes off to someone." But anyway, artist with Afro says two sealed only for the price of one. Yes, you will be getting two sealed only for the price of one, but the second sealed only won't be weekly. It'll sort of just be the in betweens of set releases and deck profiles and stuff like that. So it won't be as constant because I don't think it will be as long either as the Zero to Hero. But anyway, that's enough about us. Let's talk about the state of the game. Well, not state of the game, state of the products of this godforsaken game. Okay, so we got the Megatins. Last episode, we did go over what we wanted to see upgraded, what we wanted to see in general, and what we wanted as comments, and we sort of got that. So, JC, would you like to start?
Yes. So, I will say I like this so much, and I want to give the credit to Jello for this. But he came up with this little thing, told you so's and dang nabbits of what we got right and wrong with speculation. I don't know if this is gonna be maybe a little recurring thing if like the timing works out where we call like speculate on certain product stuff and then we see if it works out. But the told you so's, I did get IP Masquerena, Borreload Savage Dragon, and Crackdown right. I said 2 weeks ago that they should be Prismatic Secret Rare. Um, I don't think any of them are hot takes. Crackdown a little bit, but like that's
Mm-hmm.
a pretty good card.
It was a very good
So it
guess.
makes sense. Yeah, yeah. So that one probably is the highlight of the good guessing. I also got Infinity Chasers in general correct because it was not released. It was not stated that it was part of the Megatins when I
Mm-hmm.
called that. Again, not a super hot take. It makes sense because Dark Savior's in the last tins,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh Messiah or something. I'm not sure, but those are what I got right from a last podcast.
Yeah. So, artist with a fro says, "So let's talk about these tins overall, and how overall ironic that the year that Konami releases the best product of the year is the same year people can't even play." That is so true. There's so many good sets. I remember when I first started playing again that there's so many things that I wanted to get, but then when I looked at the set, I'm like, yo, if I don't get the card that I want, this is gonna suck. but but yeah, JC the Yu-Gi-Oh Messiah seems fitting. As yeah,
Thank you.
that
Thank you.
change your channel name. JC Messiah Yu-Gi-Oh. That'd be it. Um my list of told you so's is very short. There's only one thing on there, and that was any of the Neos cards getting an upgrade into prismatic, and that was Neos Fusion. I was really sad that Brave Neos didn't get reprinted at all, and but yeah, that's the highlight of my list last week.
That makes sense though. They have to do something with hero cards.
Yeah.
Of course, which we'll get into some other hero cards in a second when it comes to what they
Oh
really
yeah,
do.
that's a deep hole. But anyway, what other told you so's do you have? Or was that everything?
That was everything in terms of told you so's.
Okay.
I do have some dang nabbits
Okay.
though.
Let's
With
hear them. Let's hear them.
uh, extravagance being prismatic. This is a special secret spoiler alert to the podcast listeners. A video I will be releasing. I've pulled an Ultra Extravagance from Toon Chaos, which I've been holding off on buying Extravagance since its like initial release, right? Because it's always been like expensive. And I just wanted them to be Ultra so it could match my Toon Chaos one. But it's, of course, prismatic. It'll probably be super hard to pull and stuff. So that's sad. It looks beautiful, though. But it's already in Secret Rare, too. So that I don't like that. Tenyi being low rarity and a smack in the face because Draco Masters of the Tenyi, one of their Link monsters, went from Ultra to prismatic.
Yeah,
that didn't need to happen. Whereas the beautiful artwork on the Tenyi spirits got nothing. I don't know if they are even in this. I'm pretty sure if anything they're commons. I think they were all rares on like initial release.
Yeah,
but yeah, they didn't get any hollow treatment. I think Vishuda, the dark one, has an OTS pack though. But other than that. That's very disappointing about the Tenyis.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see them because when I was watching PPG's case opening, he did pull a few of the Draco Masters and Monk. So I think it's the Monk. Yeah.
Monk is prismatic or
yeah, he's prismatic.
Oh, it is. Okay.
I think I'm not sure, but one of the two is one of them for sure is prismatic. If you could check that out. Artist with Afro says Air Neo's forever living the one printing life. I hate cards that do that. I hate it so much, especially when I need it. Oh my gosh, you know how many times I've wanted to go a certain direction with Zero to Hero just to find out that the set that it's in costs $100 on eBay, and that's like 6 boosters. I wanted to get Flame Wingman a couple of nights ago, and I said, maybe I could do it. I could try to pull Infernal Divisor or something out, but out of Dual Overload, and then I found out, oh wow, the cheapest thing that I can get is $100, and I don't even know if I'm gonna get them. So, yeah. Anyway, I have a very long list of dang nabbits. I have Cross Crusader. They butchered my boy. You know that I think is it The Sopranos? The Sopranos meme. Look how they slaughtered my boy.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with the gangsta cinema.
But yeah, they disrespected my boy to the fullest, and I swear, yeah, Hida is a common in the set, which really sucks, and I was really hoping for like a super Cross Crusader at the minimum. Just because of the utility, I always say. But no, they said, you know what, let's make him easy to get. Like, thank you. And then maybe now I can pull my second copy. But at the same time, I would have, I would have felt better trying to get like a prismatic or like an ultra or a super than a common. And another one is Update Jammer. I was really, really hoping that he'd get reprinted as like a rare or something at least.
Like anything, I'll take anything shiny.
I'll take anything, even if it's just the name. Another one, Destiny Hero Dominance. I know that JC, you do enjoy the Destiny Heroes, but I'm not saying that it's a bad card by any means. It's just not the type of card that my playstyle enjoys. I like just running people over and then pinning them down and then slapping them until they die right away. And my dang nabbits to end off are the Infinity Chasers. Artist with Afro sort of pointed it out in the live chat earlier, but they take up so many of the foil slots. It's so hard to pull stuff that is not Infinity Chasers at this point. I get that they were hard to get at this point in time, but I do wish that they would have moved down the rarity since the entire thing was already foiled anyway to begin with.
Because last year's, when they imported Dark Saviors, I sadly can't remember off the top of my head Sky Striker. I think it was mainly just like the good Sky Striker cards, Engage. I think everything was relatively reasonably like moderate rarity, but my main thing is Fur Hires. I think they only got like Blade, their Searcher, their one or Beat. Are you familiar with Fur Hires at all?
Yeah. I pulled a lot of 2019 tins, yeah. But I never pulled a beat, which sucked. I never pulled a beat.
But I think that was literally their only like holographic card in the set. And Vampires was like I can't pronounce it.
Fraudlin,
yeah,
the one with the umbrella.
With the
right?
umbrella.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was, I think, what, super or something.
I think so. I can.
But like that made sense, right? Like Infinitrax aren't doing much. Witchcrafters, sadly, and even Evil Eye, like none of them are meta like Sky Striker was. At least Sky Striker made sense that they kept it relatively high rarity. So I agree that I understand. It's just the fact that they already have all holographic prints. Like, might as well at this point. You already sold Infinity Chasers enough. That's why you put it in the tin.
Yeah.
Just make them mostly commons and maybe just a few. But I don't know. I think there's too many in this set that are taking up the slots from other cards, like Cross Crusader.
Yeah, I'm really mad. But anyway, let's just shout out the chat a little bit. We have Settling Things Down. Hello.
Hello.
Fresh Static Snow. Hello there. Hello back. They're asking, what do you think of chemtrails?
It's been a little bit since I took a science class specifically learning about that, but I will say that I see them all the time here in Florida. So that's a little update. I guess we're breathing that in as we speak over here at least. So.
Very relevant real life question, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the beautiful cardboard that makes our wallets cry. Anyway, Afros asks, so how do you and JC feel about the Tins matchup against the 2019 Tins and Tins before that?
Do you want to tackle this first, or?
Sure. I obviously don't have as much experience with the older tins, but I did open quite a few 2019 tins, and I do think that this one, even though the pulls are a lot better, like the payout is a lot better if the RNG is on your side. I do think that if you were looking for something more consistent, the 2019 tins were a bit better in that regard, because like I said last time, you did have a smaller card pool with staple cards that almost everyone needed, like Dark Ruler No More, Nibiru, a Dimension Shifter to a lesser degree. But the fact that there are and none of these, I believe none of the side set cards were too high on the list in terms of rarity either, right? Like any of the Dark Savior cards, I don't think took that many ultra rare slots or anything.
Beat Fraudlin and
but nothing was like prismatic, right?
Yeah.
Except for Sky Strikers, because they're still good.
Yeah, but I think it was just the main set Sky Striker stuff. The extra deck monsters, or I guess I don't know if Shizuku.
She's a prismatic.
She was a prismatic.
Yeah.
But did she come from Dark Saviors, or was that one of the later main set? Because I know you got the extra deck ones. Like every set, you got one of the attributes. I don't remember. But the point is, like, they didn't take up too many spots.
Yeah.
Like,
and even when you did, it was still sort of okay. But the fact that you can pull like an prismatic Hane, like she is good for a Witchcrafter deck, but it's not insane, so to speak.
And
you can't really do anything with it, right? It's not splashable in anything, at least in my experience. But I do think that in terms of getting your value back, or like at least guarantee value back, because if you pulled Dark Ruler or Nibiru, you basically made half of the tin back. This year, you don't have that sort of fallback in terms of, oh yes, my money was well spent. Because I watched the case video, like I said earlier, where I think the 3 prismatics that they got were the Draco Masters of the Tenyi, a Hane, and another like $1 prismatic secret rare card. So yeah, that's sort of my 2 cents on it. And I don't think Dragoon got disrespected. I think it's okay at Ultra, because they did sort of short print him. If you go watch PPG's case opening, I'm saying this over and over and over again, it feels weird, but if you go and watch their opening, they only pull 1 Dragoon out of 12 tins. And if that isn't keeping if that isn't playing hard to get, I don't know what is. But yeah.
to just complete the comment you're referring to from Artist with Afro about the disrespect.
Yeah.
Barricade Board Blocker is a rare in the Megatins this year. Actually, it did get something shiny on the card. I do agree though. I think it should have been holographic. I actually looked it up as we were talking just now to see, because I feel like it should have gotten like even an OTS Super or something, because it is like a low-key, very consistently good utility card.
Yeah.
Because everyone uses field spells nowadays. So but yes, it is a rare, so it isn't stuck in common purgatory. It's a little, it's reaching out there a little bit.
You know what is stuck in common purgatory? Update Jammer. I'm not gonna stop talking about it because I'm so mad. But anyway, do you have anything else that you want to add to the tin discussion?
I will say I'll try to keep this as concise as possible. But the 2019 Megatins, because I agree with what you're talking about in terms of the practicality, like the guaranteed like money back thing, or getting your money's worth, because obviously like only like half the people who open product do it to sell, and then half do it just to like feel good about opening and getting nice pulls, But the 2019 Megatins were crazy, because my break in Yu-Gi-Oh was like in 2013 to 15 or something around there. So I've been opening tins every year consistently since 2016. The Megatins, the Gold Sarcophagus Megatins were crazy because they added prismatic secret rares to it. They added the Kazuki Takahashi art special god cards, and the random brand new to the TCG cards, what Red Eye's Alternative and stuff like that. And of course the 3 world premiere cards, Nibiru, Dark Ruler No More, and Dimension Shifter, I think it is the third one that's worth $1, but but it's still cool to get. I don't know, I feel like this year's Megatins don't have that, or doesn't have that. I think the promos, or not even promos because they're not, but the exclusives in the set are nice, and of course they're always pandering to Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, which I have no issue with, but those aren't exciting like last year's Megatins, especially because like I said, last year they got Prismatic Secret Rare, we got this new pack of, what is it, how many cards were in the promos? Was it 6 cards?
I think it was
6 cards. Yeah, it was a pretty beefy pack of promos as well. This year they they only got rid of a promo card and changed the art on the tins, and of course the contents changed, but it's a little lackluster. They went backwards with this. I think the saving grace, which Artist with Afro I believe was the one who mentioned it, how this past year with no IRL dueling has been really good in terms of just card releases. I think that's what's going to sell this tin, is just the actual cards themselves. But in terms of the special stuff, I don't know. I think they dropped the ball a little bit with making it special. Yeah,
for sure. Ukedideka, hey, what's up? Thanks for coming out and watching the for chilling with us. I really don't know. If this is Konami's way of saying, hey, it's been a really crap year. Here's a really nice tin. Well, thank you, Konami. But I do agree that the card releases have been really good. There haven't been any any overall dud sets so far, right? Because you get them in every game. There's always a set that's kind of ugh. There's nothing good in here. But yeah, I don't think that it was really smart on Konami's part to add the world premiere cards and Dragoon to the card pool, because I think it would have been better to maybe make it 2 promos, 2 of the 4 in every tin, or 1 of the 4 in every tin, and then just short Dragoon that way.
Yeah, because I would be okay with that even. But yeah, I agree that I think everyone, I haven't seen anyone with any kind of take saying oh man, I'm glad the promos are gone, because it's just I don't know, it's something that I don't know why they're not. Maybe it could even be up to the how they're having factory issues and stuff, and whatever happens behind the scenes, maybe they can't like get promo packs made because it's just like the clear wrapping or something. I don't know. But,
maybe I don't know. But maybe it's the material. Like, oh guys, we can't make these clear things because they're just pure plastic or something like that. I have no idea. Oh, I'm sorry. Yuki Dideka. Okay, there we go. I will try my best to remember that. Let's see. So, Artist with Afro, on another topic with Dark Ruler No More and evenly getting reprinted in Charmer decks and hopefully over in the TCG, is it safe to assume that Imperm, Nib, and Lightning are getting reprinted next year? Well, we are going to sort of touch that topic next, actually. So we'll hold on to that. But thank you for the question. And I agree with your points. The releases have been really good, and they're making the meta much more diverse. The reprint I'm waiting for is Extravagance. I was really waiting for Extravagance as well because I don't have any. Until they said that it was prismatic, then I'm like, I don't care anymore. Whatever. Just Uki is easier. If it's easier, well, Yuki. Okay, Yuki. Okay, because where I'm from, in our dialect, Uki means a very different thing, and it's not child appropriate. So, anyway, and if those cards could get a potential reprint, which do you think would be in a structure deck, or a special edition pack like Overload? That's actually a really good question. So, Afro's saying Imperm, Nib, and Lightning Storm. Which of those three do you think would most likely get put into a structure deck?
I think Imperm is the only one that I could see because it's like the. Well, I have stuff to say about Lightning, but Imperm seems to me like it would naturally fit into a structure deck. Like if even with the we'll just like hit on it a little bit.
Okay.
Even in the Charmer structure deck. If you were to just switch out Imperm with evenly matched, I wouldn't like blink twice at it. Like that makes sense.
Yeah.
Nibiru, I feel like it'd have to be. I don't even know it. I just don't feel like it would fit in a structure deck for some reason, like flavor wise, like aesthetic wise for some reason. But I could definitely see it being reprinted in one of the like reprint sets, like maybe next year's Battles of Legend. Like that would make sense to me.
Yeah. Or if they want to keep going, like dual overboard or something.
Like
the next dual set.
Yeah.
But I sort of feel the same way. Lightning Storm, I think, could wait a little longer.
Yeah, that's where I was gonna get
until maybe like next year's tin or something. But I don't see the need to thing. Yeah, because it's like okay. Well, I mean, even though they are staples, it's not like you need to have them to win every game that you play. Because most of the time, to my understanding at least, I don't play competitively. So, if that turns you guys off, I'm so sorry. Please stay. But it's sort of like not the end of the world if you don't have them. It's nice to have them. It's really good to have them. But to my knowledge, people just side deck them just in case, and then just tech them in later. But yeah. The only thing that I would always want to have in my main deck is Mystic Mind because I'm a degenerate.
Which is getting Prismatic Secret Rare. So
yes.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. What is the chat cooking up? Okay, so strings. Okay, I'm gonna call you strings from now on. That's a lot easier on my lips. So before we talk about that, can we talk about platinum rares or pretty much Starlight rares? I don't know. I thought that there wasn't really going to be an issue with me and platinum rares until I ordered a platinum rare and I got it, and I don't know. They look saturated, They look like you dip them in like laundry detergent and then took them out, and then they're just like permanently dark now. You know what I mean?
So I will say, I think Artist with Afro is specifically talking about the like Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon,
Oh, those.
like secret rares,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
Fire Fist Tiger King.
Oh yeah.
I see where he's coming from with those. They're literally like
Yeah.
diagonal Starlight rares. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking about, and yes, they are pretty much Starlight rares, which is crazy because I think all platinum rares through any iteration are hated by the majority of people,
Mhm.
which is so crazy because people love Starlight rares. You know, I think
Yeah.
it's mainly for the rarity. I will say I am in defense of the like Noble Knights platinum rares, the one that you're referring to, like
Yeah.
the saturation and stuff.
Mhm.
I think they look cool. Um, uh,
I'm so sorry then. I'm so sorry.
no, you're good. I do agree with you. Or not agree with you, but I also have a Foolish Burial in one of my more favorited decks. That's platinum rare, and I actually, like I said, I like that rarity a lot.
Mhm.
So I like that. It's what Torrential Tribute, Dark Hole, and Foolish Burial specifically are the platinum rares that I like put in my more favorite decks.
Mhm.
So yeah, I do like the Noble Knight platinum rares. The secret platinum rares though are literally Starlights, yes. And Artist with Afro confirmed just now, yeah, the Tiger King one.
Yeah, I think it's just because they don't have like the sort of just like holographic lines going throughout the
Yeah.
entire card, right? It's just like the borders and stuff.
Yeah, but it is cool because it is the borders, which you usually don't see. I know in Altis it's like embossed,
Yeah.
but like that's like colored, like it's silver, like
Mhm.
it's quite a sight, but kind of gaudy, kind of. So
Yeah.
but to each their own.
Yeah. It's a novelty, I guess you can say. Anyway, but it is 7:28. Oh no, it's like what 7:33. We don't want to go too overtime because last time we doubled the intended episode length. But let's go into the the structure deck. There we go. The Spirit Charmer structure deck. So I don't have much on this outside of reprints. So if you wanted to start with the more cool parts of the deck, then the floor is yours.
I will say the reprints are really really cool in this structure deck. So this is just the confirmed. Let's call it the confirmed stuff. So this is from the official Konami like TCG. What we're confirmed to get, because as everyone is aware, the TCG likes to change up specifically the reprints in sets sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I know with the Soul Burner structure deck and more recent structure decks, everyone's always worried about like, oh, will Ash Blossom stay or will it just be like an Effect Veiler or something like that? You know? But so nothing's confirmed with the reprints yet, but what is confirmed is there's RNG involved with the Spirit Charmer structure deck, which is, to my knowledge, something new. So what that means is you get 5 ultra rares in the deck, which is crazy. I think you got that many or very close to that many in the Sacred Beast structure deck. So it's not unheard of, but still really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But out of those 5, 4 are fixed, and the 5th ultra rare is one of 4 variant art cards, which I'm assuming is one of 4 different charmers, right? I don't know if it's confirmed on here, but I'm pretty sure it's like different arts of the charmers. The other 2 things that are like not guaranteed are you get 1 out of 5 different super rare tokens, and then 1 out of 5 double-sided deluxe game mats, which is of course the paper play mats. I am very conflicted with this. I think the token and the paper playmat makes sense to me, and they could go forward with that, and it would actually be like interesting and cool. I wouldn't mind that. But the fact that a main deck card, you will get it. It's literally just an alternate art. But that I have to buy a display box now. Like I'm the collector in me. I can't just buy 3. You can't just buy 3 and be satisfied, because one of 4, you actually have to either go buy singles or just buy a lot of that structure deck. So it'll be really interesting to see where prices fall with everything, and if anything's like weirdly short printed or something. But yeah, that's all. That was my little rant about the fact that this is like the first structure deck with randomness involved, which is very conflicting.
Do you think of all the charmers, do you think that they would like that Konami would favor one?
Well,
and then
we
short
did
print
get
that
in the
one
chat earlier. They don't favor Hita, so Out of a display box of 8 structure decks, 5 of them will have Hita, and then the others will be Starlight Rares.
Yeah. That will be so sad.
Yuki said that man, I just lost it. This is the first time he's heard anything on the Charmer deck, really. Just a heads up, also, it releases, I think, mid or early October. No, late October. October 22nd at OTS stores and 23rd at like big box stores and the rest of stores. So just a heads up, it's not coming out super soon. It's just the one that got a confirmation, because we do want to talk about the Dragoonity structure deck eventually.
Yeah.
But that hasn't even been confirmed to be a structure deck here yet. So that's why that'll be in the future.
Yeah. I was really sad about finding out that it was OCG and not TCG for the Dragoonity structure deck, because I'm like, damn it. But anyway, let's see. For the collectors, this is the type of product that people have been asking for. Definitely, because if we sort of backtrack and look at the last 3 structure decks they've put out, I believe it was the Sacred Beast one, the Dinos, and the Machina, the Mechanized Madness, Mechanized Madness. All 3 of those sort of had like a really good image of what they wanted to do, and this was the first one in a while that I was sort of looking at and going, so how am I supposed to win with this? I've never played Spirit Charmers. I love like the original arts of all of them. I used to have all of them as a kid, but I do think that you are right, Afro, that it is more of a nostalgia grab for the people that liked the Spirit Charmers, because they are charming. But yeah, that is pretty much it in terms of anything that is not reprints for this set, unless there's anything else you wanted to add.
Artists with Afro, Lena, or I'm just gonna say Lena, and Dark for 0 representation. Poor went out for them. I know Dark for a fact. I'm not sure about Lena, but I know they're much newer than the original 4 attribute ones. So these 4 have been waiting a long time for this. So Lena and Dark, I hope will get their time, because their artwork is cool and everything like that. But I agree also with the fact that this deck, other than like kind of nostalgia bait / like collectors, it kind of is a good like tug of war with that. I know it is a deck. I know Trell from Team APS has piloted the deck for a while, but they have I think 3 support cards that actually before this structure deck, they've had 2 or 3 cards that actually tie the Charmers together as an actual coherent deck. But I don't know. I haven't seen anything with them at least being pure and being good, even with the OCG card pool. But I guess we'll see. But yeah, I don't know exactly how the deck works or anything in terms of mechanics. I think it is more of just a collector thing.
Yeah. So we don't want to go too over time, like I said earlier. So we're just gonna go through this list of stuff that we have, and then we'll go over any comments that you guys put down. Don't worry, we're gonna get to them as much as we can. But I did want to go over the reprints, because there was a lot of stuff in here that in my opinion, makes the deck really enticing. Not for people who want to play Spirit Charmers per se, but just in terms of value and what you can pull out of this deck list, that is really good. So did you want to go first, or me?
I know we have some things that overlap on our list, but you can start, and then I'll just re-say them, and I'll just say I agree with that once I say my list. But yeah, you can tell the audience what your reprints are.
Okay, so when I looked through the reprints, I saw Evenly Matched, Dark Ruler No More, Witchcrafter Golem Aruru, Twin Twisters, Solemn Warning, and Spellbook of Knowledge. I think I missed one or something, but that's okay. Oh yeah, Denko Sekka, and I think it was Effect Veiler that's in here as well. But looking at those cards by themselves, I think you do get whatever $10 or $11 you pay to get this deck back. Like, even if you buy it and you're like, wow, these Spirit Charmers, and you just set them on your desk and never touch them again, you still have the value of those reprints. Spirit, the Aruru is more as a personal thing because I've wanted to build a Witchcrafter deck for forever, but I've never been able to pull the Aruru, and I didn't want to have to pay $5. And thankfully, she is getting reprinted. But whatever way is easiest, I'll probably just do that. And with this structure deck, hopefully, being printed 1-to-1 for us as it is in the OCG, I'll be able to do that and get some extra staples as well. I don't know if I'm gonna go and get a whole display box, but I'm definitely getting 3, and I'm thinking of getting 6 after looking at this. But yeah, that is everything for me.
Because it's like 1 of 4 ultra rares, but then it's like 1 of 5 for the tokens.
Yeah.
So like, and it's not even guaranteed that like you get one unique one out of the 5. So it's definitely a challenging one to do the math with that.
Yeah.
I agree with literally all of your reprint picks. I think the only one you didn't mention that I put down was Heatwave. It was an expensive like common or rare for a while, and then it was reprinted in the Speed Duel set. So it like cooled down a lot, but I still think that's an interesting one that I'm definitely glad just gets more people, like gets in the hands of more people. And like you touched upon it, this structure deck, literally the reprints are alone are worth it. Like you know how we just talked about, like we kind of don't know the strategy of the core like deck itself. Literally just take these reprints and put whatever core you want, and then there's your deck.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I think that's everything that we had for the Spirit Charmers. Yeah. So before we go into the last topic, let's just see what chat has been cooking up for us. Let's see. So competitively, the deck, in my opinion, has low playability, and Charmer as a spellcaster with multiple attributes is extremely hard to make. Yes, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. The Wind Channeler is a card. No idea if it's in the structure deck. I think it is.
I don't. That's the ultra rare that just came out in Rise of the Duelist.
Oh yeah. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think it's more of it's giving me what is it? Machina Metal Crunch vibes. You know, it's just like a random ultra in a set close kinda to whatever structure deck's coming out. I don't know if I'm too lazy to look this up either, but do you know if they have any other attributes coming like in Phantom Rage or anything? Because I feel like that's like a main set kind of release, but I don't remember hearing anything.
No, I haven't seen anything either. Any of the Phantom Rage sort of leaks that I've seen have been from weeks ago, and they never talked about anything. And I did just check the card list, and the Wind Channeler is not in the structure deck. Okay. She's not getting reprinted in the structure deck.
That makes sense, because that's like even though it's like a $1 ultra rare, it's still like so close to when the structure deck releases. I don't think they would do that just because it is still an ultra rare.
Yeah, they'd be basically cannibalizing their own products, and the second and the what do you call it, the market would be going really weird with that. But anyway, let's see, which is weird because the Charmers sort of started with the whole multiple spellcaster things, and then we have Fortune Ladies and Witchcrafters. Well, I think the whole thing with Witchcrafters in particular, I'm just going to use that as my basis because I've never played Fortune Ladies, but the Witchcrafters, they do have different different attributes, but they don't really play on that. It's just, Witchcrafters, because there are certain archetypes that play off of name and then play off of attribute or type, right? So it really depends. But then I don't think it would be an archetype if it was not playing off names. But anyway, let's get back to this. I built Witchcrafters and I really enjoyed it while I played it. Yes, I love to hear that. I don't even know if I'm gonna get any. The reprints, singles are really the only things I care about in the deck. Me too. I love the Spirit Charmers because particularly because I love Gagagigo. It's one of my favorite classic monsters. I worry that since the Charmers don't have a competent playstyle together, we're going to see the same thing happen to the IB deck. IB? Yeah, IB deck where it's the reprints that sell them aside from the actual. Yeah, it does happen, but that's sort of I feel like that's sort of like a marketing ploy where this archetype is never going to do anything, so let's chuck in a bunch of cards that make people want to buy it because it's cheap. So,
which makes sense. Like, and I have no problem with that, because it's literally like we win either way, like we talked about, you either get it for the collector / nostalgia and a bonus of good cards, or you get it for the good cards and bonus of the collector nostalgia. So I'm like, of course it is, I know we said this, but just to reiterate, the reprints have not been released for the TCG yet, so they could mess us up over here. They haven't in a while though, which is good. The only thing is they've gotten rid of banned cards, such as with the Sacred Beast deck getting Danger Chupacabra, even though it has no targets and can't work in the deck, even if you play 3 copies.
Yeah.
Structure, but other than that, I don't think, or I hope they won't mess this up with the reprints.
Yeah. Okay, so it was Ice Barriers IB. Oh, I remember that poll.
Oh yeah.
That was actually the reason why I bought a bunch of Cyber Dragon parts, because I think Cyber Style also won. It was like Ice Barriers and Cyber Style. Anyway, on to Genesis Impactors. So we don't have a lot of information aside from the Magistus. So we get Rebellious, Teenage Alistair. We have Small Moon Girl Celine. We have Endymion before his skin went purple or green or whatever, and we have younger Madame Vare who looks older. So she pulled a what's her name in Breath of the Wild? I forgot.
Oh, I was gonna say
yeah. she pulled that, and yeah. Anyway, yeah.
But yeah, I am not too familiar with lore in general. Like, I know the Gaga Gigo like story and stuff like that. That Yu-Gi-Oh's always done that. My main thing is I'm glad they're continuing this with the is it Magistus?
Yeah, Magistus or Magistus. I don't know how you. I don't know where the stress in that is, but yeah.
But that archetype, I'm glad they're continuing this and kind of like really tying what you just said, like 4 archetypes together.
Yeah.
So it's definitely really cool. I'm just curious where YouTubers and stuff get, like, how much is canon when it comes to what the stories they're saying versus like
how much is headcanon and stuff.
Yeah, versus like how much is just like intellectual speculation of like, oh, this art looks like with the Madame Vare like getting older younger or getting younger older, like because obviously I think it gets confirmed sometimes in the Yu-Gi-Oh official like art books and stuff, but those are kind of few and far in between. So I guess we'll find out eventually though through some weird support card art.
Yeah, but I do remember watching an old I think it was, I want to say it was TGS anime doing a Witchcrafter archetype trivia video. And I didn't get to watch it completely because I was at work and got caught halfway through, so I had to turn it off. But I do remember him pointing out that there were a lot of like the Endymion sort of symbols and a lot of the Witchcrafter cards. So that was sort of tying them together. My big sort of surprise was Alistair sort of being thrown into that mix as well. I might have just missed it, but yeah, I love lore above all other things in any hobby. So as soon as I get the chance to, I will go and read the lore. I think it was official lore. I just can't find it. So yeah,
like, because I know there's official lore and stuff and a lot of like the connections and stuff like that, and the artwork is like almost like proof sometimes, like when you do see the Endymion like logo, it's like it's not like you can make that up really or argue that, but it's just like when people like have these amazing YouTube videos that like have this story, right, like this like tale, and I'm like, how did you just write that based off of like this
cards?
symbol?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's what's crazy to me. But I agree. I think I'm gonna like look up some lore after this, just talking about it, because there's so many like random like big stories, like chunks of stories in Yu-Gi-Oh, and the spellcasters in general definitely are a long one, because it's even like connected to spell books, I think, just to like because Alistair has like a connection with that, and just like it's a web diagram of web.
TGS Anime, guys. If you want to watch any of the lore videos, I've watched TGS Anime. Crush Card does it as well. Guns Blazing also does one. Does
Nova.
Golden Nova does them as well. So if you guys want to go check those out, go after the podcast. After the podcast, stay here.
Stay.
Invocation. Yeah, there was that one art that looked really funny, I think. But yeah, that is a topic for another podcast. And
serious research and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. If there's like a slow product week or flow. So yeah, I believe there was one other thing that you wanted to talk about this set, though.
Yes. So the elephant in the room when it comes to this set here is the rarity distribution. For those of you who aren't aware, it is confirmed for the TCG that oh man, I forgot the name of it. I gotta go up slightly. Genesis Impactors will be having the same rarity distribution as Toon Chaos, which means supers, rares, ultras, and collector's rares. The thing is, that means even though these archetypes do seem good, this is kind of setting a precedent for future like side sets where bad archetypes used to still be able to get blinged out in secret and super rares. Like Nephis, if that archetype came out in a main set, they would get like no love whatsoever, maybe one super, right? Like it's so cool to see these random decks get high rarity, and that sucks that this is taking it away basically. Collector's rares is cool though, because like the more collector's rare that exists in our TCG, even though it won't be drastic, the price of all collector's rare will go down, because it's like I think the Toon Chaos collector's rares like were so like amazing because it was like unheard of kind of, but you know, like once it becomes a rarity that's kind of expected every so often, I think it'll make them all go down slightly, but still be of course like too much for me to buy. When I pull it, it'll be good, but yeah. So that's my little rant about it. I personally don't like the change in rarity, even though we're trading it off for the collector's rares.
Yeah. I do agree with you on there being if there being a bigger collector's rare pool would drop prices, because I have been watching a lot of market watches, particularly with House of Champs, and collector's rares seem to just keep plummeting. There are only two that hold on to any bars above $200, and then everything else just goes down. But I don't want to get too much into that. But anyway, we also don't know what the Evil Twins archetype is or what we'll do. I want to get them regardless because they look so nice. And I do believe that they turn into those dragons, right? They do turn into those dragons or something along the lines of that. They're related to those two or whatever.
I don't know. I can't say for certain, because the only thing I know about them is the fact that they like look like spies, and in the TCG release they're like this has been redacted, or like we can't tell you, or something like that. Like it's like removed information like spies. I like that, but that's why Artists with Afro. That's why we kind of didn't want to talk about like Drytron and Magistus like specifically like what they do, kind of, because we wanted to wait until all three archetypes were released, so that way we could just hit them all in one conversation. Just talking about the lore, but not like the game mechanics or anything like that.
And a deck with a synchro and no tuner, I'm not sure if this is the way that they're intended to be played, but the one deck list that I did see them in was Dragma. So to my understanding, you would just send it to the graveyard with Maximus and then activate its abilities from the graveyard or something like that. But yeah, I'm not sure, and I don't want to go into that. And yes, one of the archetypes in this thing will be ritual oriented, and I'm really excited for that because I love rituals. I love Blackluster Soldier. One of my favorite is my favorite ritual card ever. So yeah, I hope that they find a way to make him somewhat playable in the future.
From
But
what I've
yeah,
from what I've seen about Drytrons, and like I said, we aren't going to go into the game mechanics, but I don't think they'll work with Vendreads. But I'm hoping magically somehow, anytime we get new ritual support, it'll help them out because I definitely like them a lot.
yeah,
that's my personal ritual pick.
yeah. Okay, and I believe that is everything for today's episode.
Yeah, I think we hit all the points we wanted to make, and because of our wonderful live chat tonight, we hit some points that we weren't originally going to hit, but I'm very glad we were able to talk about them.
Yeah. Let's see. So let's just go through the chat one more time. Let's be honest with ourselves. Dragma are looking to be the next invoked. Yeah. I went over to my locals today because I needed to make it. I had a deal with somebody to sell a Maximus, and half of the people there were playing Dragma. So yeah, that's nice. And I'm still building Shinobird megaliths. I believe you have some input on this because I watched your megalith deck profile.
I haven't touched Shinobirds.
Oh, you have not?
But I do. Whenever you can get Imano Iwado like into a deck, I love that card a lot. I remember running it in like my Kokai Miru deck.
Oh my gosh!
Because you can do Ties of the Brethren and get that. Or no, you can get that out and then use Ties of the Brethren to get the rock stun Kokai Miru cards out. But that's a whole other thing. But I respect the Shinobird Megalith combo because that sounds very spicy.
All right, and last comment. Great podcast. Glad I dropped by. Y'all have a great commentary chemistry. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for that. I'm having a good time personally. You know, working off of JC's energy. So, yeah, it's real. I'm having a really good time doing this.
And this is only our second episode. Yeah. So imagine once we're seasoned veterans, how we'll be able to be like one word. Like
we'll just complete each other's sandwiches. But yeah. So yeah, that is it. Do you have any last one-off thoughts? Do you want to do a 1-minute rant on anything?
I'm afraid I did too many rants that weren't timed today. My closing thought with this podcast is Artists with Afro. Since the very beginning of the podcast, all the way through for the chat, has been keeping us engaged, and it's always fun because this is my first. Episode 1 was my first, but I'm very new to the experience of live chat speaking. So Yuki and Artists with Afro and everyone else in the chat, but specifically them because they've said the most things. Great energy and great conversation with you guys. I appreciate it.
All right, and it was great to watch at 3 a.m. Yeah, the internet does things to you past 1 o'clock, so. It's great. Anyway, my last words for this podcast is, of course, thank you to everybody that came out to watch, and we are doing a sort of audience interaction kind of thing. Other than the live chat, we do have in the yugioh at gmail.com. If you guys want to send us any stories from your locals or any hot takes that you guys want us to address, send it to that email. Again, in the Yugioh podcast, no spaces, everything's in lowercase, and there are no little hyphens dashes or any dashes and stuff. It's just in the Yugioh podcast at gmail.com. It'll be in the description for the video down below for anybody who's watching this as a replay. And my last word for myself is a Dusted Gold is way too hard to pull. I'm gonna keep saying it until I pull him. I had to buy French Immortal Destinies just to have a chance to pull him, and they're coming in whenever they come in. But I swear, if Konami does not reprint them in gold series, this upcoming gold series, I will be very angry. I'll be very, very angry. But anyway, that is it, guys. Thank you again for coming out. Catch us next week for episode 3 of In the YGO or In the YGK, whichever one sticks more. That is what we're gonna go with.
Whatever's better branding, yeah.
Yeah.